The send-off of NASA's Explorer assessments has become similar to the start of an outstanding excursion into area. It installed that we will keep an eye fixed on this planet as well as the whole component in our nearby planet organization and beyond. Even after 46 years, those remarkable area equipment are still providing scientists with new and stunning information about space. Despite the fact that their reminiscence is 3 million times smaller than that of our mobile telephones, and their tempo is 1,000 times slower than our fastest 5G net connection, those terrific tests still lead the way in exploring location. Now, Explorer 1 has, in truth, made an exceptional discovery in interstellar vicinity. One that worrying conditions all that we assumed we knew about the universe. It observed something so uncommon that scientists are left scratching their heads. But what precisely did it discover, and how does it redefine our expertise of the universe? On a special day, September 5, 1977, from a place referred to as Cape Canaveral in Florida, something terrific occurred. Explorer 1 started out its journey into space, dispatched off by using a strong rocket known as Titan II. Only 15 days later, on August 20, 1977, Explorer 2 joined in starting its journey into the universe. Their principal paintings have become to have a look at the big gasoline planets in our planetary organization like Jupiter and Saturn, and the moons round them. But guess what? These region Voyagers went an extended way beyond. They went manner out into our sun machine, breaking plenty of records on their extraordinarily lengthy experience. They have been going longer than any other area device ever, and they have gone further from Earth than something humans have made before. They even went into a space referred to as interstellar space. This is like going into a whole high-quality art of our machine that no man or woman explored before. These space trailblazers, Explorer 1 and Explorer 2, are more than 12 billion miles some distance away from us now. Nevertheless, they preserve to amaze scientists with the great things they may be coming across to be had. And they've these days discovered something so unexpected that no person noticed it coming. The Explorer dual checks have finished a few excellent stuff over a long term. Back, they checked out the moons of Jupiter and Saturn and absolutely amazed scientists. People used to suppose those moons have been dull and full of holes like our moon, but seemingly not. They're buzzing with activity. Explorer 2 changed into the first of the twins to drop by way of Uranus in 1986, and simply 3 years later it zoomed beyond Neptune. But here's the interesting detail: it is the only rocket that has ever done that. As the 1's rockets go with the flow ahead on their exquisite journey, NASA is performing some tricks to make sure they hold running. They switched off positive matters they didn't want, like extra elements and heaters, to save energy. That manner, these rockets might be capable of retain urgent onward till at least 2030. For the scientists and engineers who were part of this remarkable adventure from the very beginning, it is a mixture of satisfied and unhappy feelings. They labored hard, and now, once they notioned the Explorer in keeping with missions were almost accomplished, an awesome discovery emerged from place. The statistics sent decrease back through Explorer 1, and its dual journey has become a mom load for scientists. They ignited loads of discoveries and were given people enthusiastic approximately area. Those are 2 shuttles that have been built extra carefully like stable structures, so they may take clear pics and acquire data while zooming through location. Even before they reached the outer planets, their pics have been already knocking scientists' socks off. Explorer 1 started sending pics of Jupiter, although it turned into but a long way far from the planet. Humans at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory were given excited when they noticed the number 1 snapshots of Jupiter's swirling clouds and the Great Crimson Spot. But the pivotal second got here while the explorers discovered something thoughts-blowing on Jupiter's moon, Io. This moon, veritably bigger than Earth's moon, turned out to be the maximum lively volcano in our whole nearby planet organization. Explorer 1's gadgets picked up unusual signals from Io, and the selections they took showed big volcanic eruptions and stuff flying out into area. One of Io's volcanoes, known as Pell, erupted extremely higher than even Mount Everest and covered an area nearly as big as France. The explorers blended took more than 33,000 pi of Jupiter and its moons. They showed how lovable Jupiter is and all of the specific scenes on its moons. Another massive wonder become finding out Jupiter has earrings. Regardless of the fact that they're now not very vibrant, this discovery made Jupiter even more thrilling. Additionally, Explorer 2 determined that Europa, virtually one in all Jupiter's 53 moons, has a thick ice shell more than 60 miles thick. These revelations made scientists reconsider what they thought approximately these far-off devices in location and got them curious approximately whether or no longer Europa will be places wherein lifestyles must exist. As the explorers left Jupiter, they were given a lift from the planet's gravity that behaved like a strong kick, sending them in the direction of Saturn. This kick modified into particularly big due to the fact it helped them ruin unfastened from the solar's pull and preserve going into space. Explorer 1 and Explorer 2 went their strategies after that, heading to new places. Explorer 1 got close to Saturn's moon, Titan, which has a type of orange around it. Scientists got curious approximately Titan's secrets, so they studied its complex chemistry. Then Explorer 1 grew to become far away from other planets and started going beyond our sun machine. On the opposite hand, Explorer 2 had a few tremendous adventures too. In 1986, it flew by way of manner of Uranus and decided 10 new moons, including to the complete be counted. 3 years later, it reached Neptune, showing us the tremendous matters about this a ways away ice massive. Explorer 2 even measured winds on Neptune going as speedy as 1,000 miles per hour, the fastest ever on a planet in our solar system. While the trip were given close to Neptune, simplest 2,980 miles away, it gave us new and delightful insights approximately this far-off global. Neptune's biggest moon, Triton, became out to be one of the coldest locations in our planetary group, with temperatures dropping to a freezing less than -391 degrees. Brian moreover had those cool ice volcanoes that shot out nitrogen gas and icy stuff into its skinny air. These revelations made us comprehend how specific and fascinating the planets and moons in our sun machine can be, even the farthest ones. Imagine an area adventure tale, and one character who had a big impact in pushing it along turned into the 9AAF3F374C588C9DCDD1EB10256FA5 astronomer, Carl Schon. He became part of the crew that took images for the Explorer venture, and he preferred to snap one ultimate set of pics in advance than switching off the cameras. Those snapshots might be like a completely unique present for all people on this planet, a final take a look at our home from a few distance out in area. Sean did not give up, and it paid off on Valentine's Day in 1990. Explorer 1 grew to emerge as its digital camera again closer to the interplanetary group and took 60 snapshots, the maximum one called the light blue dot. It turned into taken from 3.8 billion miles away, making it the farthest image of our planet ever taken. In the image, Earth seems tiny like a mild blue dot in the sizable location around it. Even after 40 years, those shuttles are still obtainable, sending us valuable statistics from the farthest parts of vicinity. Now, let's talk about something a bit preceding the Explorer tests. Use an antique at-track gadget. Yes, you heard it proper, 8 music tapes were a massive deal all through the 70s, and these assessments are nonetheless rocking them. It just shows how clever the folks who deliberate this assignment have been, making sure the 1's vintage tapes should despite the fact that get the system performed. But why song tapes? You can wonder. Well, it clearly is a story really worth paying attention to. Inside the beginning of Exploring Region, the kind of virtual storage we use in recent times becomes simply starting. Just so, they wanted something hard and dependable to keep essential records, and those 8 song tapes became out to be the proper desire. What's even extra thrilling is that the data on these tapes isn't just normal track. It is treasured era statistics about planets, moons, and area among the celebrities. Yes, these tapes maintain the answers to a quantity of the most important mysteries appeared to Guy. Now replicate on consideration on this. The Explorer shuttles face crazy things like immoderate heat and bloodless temperatures, area radiation, and the void of location. However, of path, those antique Voyagers maintain to areas of power. It's miles like sending your grandparents on a jury journey in Antarctica, and not most effective do they stay on, however, they thrive. The Explorer missions had this super flow called gravity help actions. Keep in mind it like this, Explorer 1 and Explorer 2, two tough vicinity pioneers, were on a huge assignment to discover the far out in our planetary organization. To transport to these distant places and accumulate precious facts, they desired a bit help, something other than just their engines. Right here's in which gravity assists are available in, and it's far kind of like a location dance. In area, rather than just the usage of their engines, those rockets did this cool celestial dance with some of the planetary agency's big planets. They used the robust pull of these giants to slingshot themselves beforehand, saving fuel and getting the charge they needed to go to masses of numerous places. Gravity assists, moreover called gravitational slingshots, are all approximately grabbing a few speeds from a planet as the travel is going by. Do not forget Explorer 1 swinging as much as Jupiter, a big gasoline huge with a pull to suit its length. The study middle ensured Explorer 1 global past Jupiter at the suitable factor and pace. Jupiter's gravity pulled on the space, making it pass quicker like an area energy up. But here's the thrilling part. There's an art to this bypass. If Explorer 1 had approached Jupiter the wrong manner, it'd have been a space disaster, sending the space equipment manner off base. Fortunately, the NASA experts aced it, and the worthwhile celestial dance with the planned planets became a large fulfillment. The degree of precision required is top-notch, but guess what? The clever researchers and designers who deliberate this grandiose dance did no longer simply get it right as quickly as, but normally. Way to those gravity assists, Explorer 1 and Explorer 2 went on this splendid ride via the closed-by using planet organization. Explorer 2, for example, used boosts from Jupiter and Saturn to zoom to Uranus and Neptune. These space moves performed a massive function in getting the amazing go-to going. Without those slingshot actions, the Explorer project could not have probably been as incredible as they had been. Explorer 1 made it to interstellar area, and Explorer 2 wasn't a long manner in the back of because of the immensely correct gravity assists they got. The concept behind gravity assists is simple, but getting it going is complicated. Explorer 2 go-to required some of the precision. Assuming they ignored any of those lifts, the complete task may have long gone wrong. However, the humans dealing with the whole thing have been very skillful to get all the statistics they may. Efforts through researchers and place professionals to without a doubt understand the idea of gravity help lead them to uncovering something even greater vile about the dark breadth of area. The Deep Location Community, DSN, even despite the fact that the Explorer missions use gravity assist movements to explore area, there's a few other critical factors that made the entirety paintings. The Deep Area Community, DSN. Take into account it like a area smartphone line that stored a speak me with our courageous explorer exams as they went into the unknown. Now, what precisely is the Deep Vicinity Network? It's not as flashy as a spaceship, however, it's essential. The DSN is sort of a huge community of radio antennas in numerous locations of the planet like California, Spain, and Australia. These massive dishes, some as massive as 70 m across, act like area amplifiers, assisting us with speaking with rockets which can be somewhere some distance away from right here. The Explorer assessments, with all their cameras and sensors, were our eyes and ears in space. To apprehend the statistics they sent returned and guide them, we needed a dependable communication device, and that is where the DSN came in. Imagine this. Explorer 1 creates a beeline to the outer elements of our nearby planet organization, announces a message back to Earth. It's an inclined signal shifting highly speedy through area. By the time it reaches Earth, it's virtually susceptible. But the DSN's big radio antennas are prepared to capture that inclined signal. They lock onto Explorer's hum and flip it into facts that scientists can use. The DSN doesn't in reality gather alerts. It additionally sends orders. Missions like Explorer are continuously changing. Scientists and engineers want to alternate their plans or train the gap equipment. They send those orders through the DSN, picks them into vicinity to attain Explorer. It is like a two-manner speak among Earth and the farthest human-made subjects in area. Something first-rate approximately the DSN is that it in reality works constantly 24/7, constantly listening for those approaches away signals. The Deep Location Community is like our space operator, not only a bunch of antennas. It keeps the recollections of the Explorer missions going even as the distance apparatus goes a long way past our solar device, exploring the unfamous lands of interstellar space. Interstellar space is a piece easier to achieve than the some distance end of our planetary employer. Imagine the solar tool as an inflatable with a haze of comet-like subjects a ways away, stored intact by using the solar's gravity. This cloud may also stretch midway to the nearest megastar, and it'll take the Explorer assessments about 300 additional years to get close to its thing. Now, even as we talk approximately interstellar space, it starts in which the solar breeze, a surge of charged debris and magnetic discipline from the sun, ends. The solar breeze acts like a swelling balloon, forming something called the heliosphere. This is like a protective bubble spherical the close by plan group, carried via the solar breeze. In the long run, this bubble receives compressed via pressure from interstellar relay, forming a boundary referred to as the give-up shock. The road among our close by plan group and interstellar location is known as the heliopause, anticipated to be simply a distance away. Once upon a time, some theories placed it as close to as Jupiter. But more accurate calculations in 1993 said it is 100 instances the gap from Earth to the solar. Explorer 1 reached this boundary round 20 years after those estimations, detecting an upward push in plasma density. Now Explorer 2 reached the interstellar ocean in 2018. However, it observed no changes within the magnetic region. This became sudden, as theories anticipated adjustments tied to the Sun's 11-year cycle. The solar wind becomes maximum powerful whilst Explorer 2 arrived, testing these predictions. Because the explorers offer actual data, scientists are refining their fashions of the way the heliosphere interacts with interstellar space. In easy terms, our Sun left us a warmth-ionized core and entered a partially ionized phase of the arena, the hot location.